everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's topic is Sidney's Apology for Poetry. So, first question, who wrote an apology for poetry? As you all know, it is written by Philip Sidney. So, Philip Sidney, he is a famous poet of Renaissance period and he is Shakespeare's contemporary. He was born in Kent in an aristocratic family. Then he is a lifelong friend of Spenser. Then his famous works include Arcadia, then a famous sonnet sequence, Astrophel and Stella. And that sonnet sequence consists of 108 sonnets and 11 songs. And this famous work, Apology for Poetry, which was considered as an epitome of Renaissance poetics, a major critical work of Renaissance period. Second question is, Apology for Poetry is published in which year? Actually, this work was written in 1579-1580, but this work was published posthumously in 1595. Third question, why this work is called Defence of Poesie? This work has two titles. Why? Because this work is published by two publishers under two titles in the same name. So first publisher is Henry Onley and he published this particular work under the title An Apology for Poetry. Another publisher, William Ponsonby, he published this work under another title, Defence of Poesie. That's why two titles. Apology for Poetry is a reply to which work? Actually, this work is a reply to Stephen Gosson's Schoole of Abuse. This work has a long title, Schoole of Abuse, containing a pleasant invective against poets, pipers, players, jesters, and such like caterpillars of the Commonwealth. Long title, which was published in 1579. In it, he criticized poetry, supporting Plato's view, and this particular work is dedicated to Sidney. Stephen Gosson is against which type of literature? From the previous question, can you guess which type of literature he is interested? Sorry, he is not interested? Yes, it's imaginative literature which include poetry. Next question is, which are the four objections of poetry by Stephen Gosson? The answer is, first one, the poetry is the waste of time. Second one is, poetry is mother of lies. Third one, it is nurse of abuse. And fourth one, Plato had rightly banished the poets from his ideal world. Sidney gave reply to all these four charges in this particular work. Seventh question. In the opening part of Apology for Poetry, he discussed about a horseman. Who is that horseman? Do you know who is that horseman? Yes, it's Petro Pugliano. Next question is, which are the three kinds of poetry discussed by Sidney? The answer is, first one, religious poetry, second one, philosophical poetry, and third one, imaginative poetry. And imaginative poetry is the real kind of poetry. That is the words of Sidney. Next question, that is the second last question. Which is the first light giver of ignorance? Of course, poetry is the answer. And the last question is, what are the chief functions of poetry according to Sidney? The answer is to teach and delight. The real words from Apology for Poetry is, poetry is a speaking picture and it ends to teach and delight. That's all about this session. Hope this session helped you to understand a general introduction about Philip Sidney's Apology for Poetry. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe, like and share.